So I've bought around $16,000 worth of Bitcoin so far in October, and will continue to at around $300 to $500 a day for the rest of the month. And this does not mean I stopped my monthly S&P buys either. So far in October, I've put around 8.5 grand into that as well. So I just want to get out of the way. There's proof and screenshots right there. This is not financial advice. Let me get that straight. This video is simply my personal thesis on Bitcoin and why it's probably, hopefully, going to be one of the most important financial decisions I'm making for the next 20 to maybe even 30, 40 years of my life. I want to break down why I believe this is going to be one of the best plays I make. And remember the video I made back in August about buying $250,000 worth of Bitcoin. I'm not going to say how much I own at this point, where I own, store it, how many wallets I have, none of that. Okay, that's nobody's business, and I shouldn't know yours either if you want to talk about that stuff. I just want to have this video as a documentation to where in 5 years I will either look back and laugh at how stupid I was, or just look back and smile. Okay, so that's it. And again, most of this money is coming from a little bit that I've got in the sidelines, a little bit that I don't have working right now, and my cash flow business, which is an agency. So if you're interested in starting that or learning about that specifically, apply below. I do have some mentorship options where I can help you start your own, and that's it. That's the only plug. So the first issue, why do I like Bitcoin in and of itself? I think the problem with traditional money is the main play, and why I even looked at in the first place. It comes down to, I just don't trust the current system. I don't trust banks. I don't like banks. I was on the phone for an hour and a half reversing such a stupid service charge that got duplicated 4 times last month. I was overcharged 4 times, and it was so archaic. It was retarded. I don't trust central banks to protect my money. And just look at what's happening right now. Further than the banks, like the government debt, it's out of control. We're taking like trillions and trillions of dollars. And the way the governments deal with that, they just print more money. They debase the currency that everyone is earning and spending in. It just doesn't make any sense, right? So they kind of balloon, or I guess I could say inflate their way out of debt problems. And who pays for that? We do. Consumers do. Their own people of the country do, right? Regular people trying to save and build wealth. That's just how it works. And this isn't new either. Like, this is basic, boring history. We've seen this shit over and over and over again. I just got sick of it. And I know I got a whole bunch of hate comments in my last video about Bitcoin specifically. It's like, I'm going to use you as my exit liquidity. You're buying at all-time highs, you idiot. And it's like, dude, I've been buying every single dip. Look at the S&P. Look at all the people that laughed at that video. How much I bought over 50 grand worth of the S&P dip when it dipped in April. No one has said a word about that since then. I wonder why, right? So just going back to people who think this way, and every single time, people who held hard assets, who had something scarce and valuable outside of the system, they survived, going way back to the freaking depression or those times, right? So when I look at the trajectory that we're on, the sustainable unspending, the money printing, I just ask myself, like, what is my hedge? Where do I protect my wealth and my future family's wealth if I'm building this damn thing, right? Why can't I, trust central banks? And that's where BTC comes in, right? So I don't want to disrespect gold. I have a very tiny sliver of gold, but I will call this digital gold, but kind of better. Bitcoin is basically that on steroids. And I know that sounds like hype, but like, just give me a second. Gold has been the ultimate store value for thousands of years. Why? Because it is scarce. You can't just freaking create more. It has to be mined. There is a limited supply of it on this physical earth, right? Bitcoin kind of takes that concept from what I've done on my research, and it almost makes it better though, right? It's obviously digital, but there's only ever going to be 21 million. That's it. That number is coded into the protocol. There's no government that can change it. There's no central bank that can print more. The only risk that I see, it's very volatile, but the only real risk that I see is, God forbid, the government comes down, someone comes down and says, it is illegal for you to own Bitcoin. Anyone who does, we're seizing it, we're taking you to jail. Then we're kind of screwed. Okay, I'm not going to lie. We're kind of fucked out of our minds that way. That's one way. But I just don't see that coming, and I don't see that happening. It is mathematically guaranteed scarcity in a place or time where everything else is being inflated away. Anyone can print more money. You can't print more Bitcoin. But here's where, in my opinion, Bitcoin will beat gold, right? Try taking $1 million worth of gold across a border. Try dividing it up into small accounts for transactions. Try verifying that it's even real, right? And not fake. Gold has a lot of physical limitations. In my opinion, Bitcoin doesn't. Now, yes, could it be hacked? Could it be confiscated? Sure, I guess, but it's portable, it's verifiable, and it can't be confiscated easily if you know what you're actually doing with self-custody, which is why I'm very important on that. You got to take your money off exchanges at some point, right? And that's why the portability, it's just so nice that you can take this little chip, this little hardware anywhere in the world, and you can have your money with you, right? And I'm not saying to freaking evade taxes and be stupid. Like, don't be an idiot. But I'm just saying, having wealth that can move with you anywhere in the world with just a seed phrase, that's insane. That, in my opinion, is so damn attractive in a weird kind of odd time that we're in right now, right? And again, I said this in my last video too. Why is there so many smart people paying attention? It's not just me. It's not some freaking random ass small YouTuber talking about this. There are some very smart entrepreneurs and business people in the world. Obviously, Saylor. Everyone knows Michael Saylor. I've been watching a bunch of his interviews. Respect the guy a lot. Paul Tudor Jones, I think, is another big one. Jack Dorsey, Thiel, Chamath. Elon, like even Elon and the government, they own on their own company's balance sheets a ton of, Bitcoin itself. These guys aren't gamblers. These are people who have made fortunes understanding just basic business, economics and tech and where the world is headed. And they see, right? I should say, I see what they see. And I'm just trying to mirror smart people. The other kind of stupid, retarded comment that I got on my last video too, about Bitcoin was, oh, you don't fully understand it? This guy's so funny. You don't fully understand it. You should not be investing in something you don't understand. It's like, motherfucker, do you understand how a car operates? Do you understand how an elevator operates when you get your way up to the office at work? Do you understand X, Y, and Z? Like, if we all operated that way, how stupid do you think the world would be? What a dumb take. I made a comment back. I can't remember if I'll find it, but it's just like, I've never been so baffled and laugh out loud at so many of those types of comments because it's so stupid, right? And I think it comes from a point of ego where people want to think that because they spend 5 to 10 years of their life and rotted away learning so deeply about a subject, when AI and GPT models make this knowledge very easily accessible, you could become an expert in a specific subject, I would argue, in 3 to 4 months now, where yes, it did used to take you years, but dude, I don't need to be an expert to follow smart people. You just don't, right? And the people who are always commenting that shit too own like a quarter of a fraction of a 0.5% of a Bitcoin. It's always the funniest people. The big holders always just give me a nod of respect. Be like, dude, I know a lot of people with a lot of Bitcoin that talk about this. And like, dude, respect for you jumping on the train. Even if you don't fully understand it, it's good that you're doing this self-knowledge. It's good that you're at least understanding the risk of this thing, right? So I'm getting kind of heated up, but it's very frustrating to people. I'm not asking you to make this decision, for me or with me. I'm just speaking my mind here, right? So what is the bet? Like, what is my portfolio allocation? This is where Bitcoin makes sense, even for people who are skeptical. Even if you just put 1 to 5% of your portfolio into Bitcoin, the risk to reward profile is good, right? If Bitcoin fails, if it goes to zero, you lose a little bit of money. Fair enough. I've got, a lot of money being allocated to this thing, but I don't mind that. I understand the risk with this thing. But if it succeeds, if it becomes a fraction of what gold is, like, think of that. Think of your upside, right? So I'm just speaking out loud here. We're talking a 10 to 20, 50x, maybe even more over the long term. I don't know. I don't plan to ever sell this thing, full transparency. I plan to loan against it when or if I ever do need it. My cash flow business pays for a lot of my expenses at this point. This YouTube stuff is great too. So that's just it. What is my strategy though? My dollar cost averaging strategy. This is what I'm doing. Every single month, I'm buying. It doesn't matter if the price is up. It doesn't matter if it's sideways, down. I don't care. I'm not trying to time it. I'm not trying to catch the bottom or sell the top or anything. I'm just accumulating. I said the exact same thing with my S&P shares. All I give a damn about is my share allocation. How many shares can I scoop up today? I don't care if it's $130 like it was in April, $130 Canadian per share of VFE, or what it is now. I think it's trading at 166, 167, whatever it is. Sure, I should have probably dumped more into the dip, but it doesn't matter. I want as many shares, as many Bitcoins as I possibly can in this day and age. That's all I give a damn about. Okay, that's it. And I know a lot of guys try to time this thing. A lot of guys are trying to day trade this thing. And it's like, dude, only to sit on the sidelines and have you sell at top, and only then it goes 5 to 10 times higher. I've been seeing people wait for a dip that just never comes. The people who win at this stuff are the guys who just keep buying and holding for years to come. Again, obviously gauge your own financial situation here, but my goal is to build an 8-figure position into Bitcoin over that 20 to 30 years. And if Bitcoin continues on this trajectory, if adoption does keep growing, if freaking massive institutions keep allocating money to it, which hopefully they do, I really do think my 8-figure goal is achievable. So again, I'm talking about this, kind of twice now, but speed and freedom. I'm so interested. I just hate the traditional banking systems. I really do. They're slow, inefficient. They nickel and dime you with fines. I got asked like 6 months ago for a larger purchase. It was like 15, 16 grand for something. I don't remember what it was. And the woman's just absolutely grilling me on what it is for. I'm like, what are you talking about? I have paid taxes on this dollar like 3 different times. Why does it matter what I spend my own money on? It genuinely baffles me. It doesn't make any sense. So Bitcoin fixes this, right? We live in a digital world. We need speed. We need efficiency. The banking system is built for the freaking late 90s, early 2000s at this point, not where we are now, right? So Bitcoin is permissionless. No one can deny you access. No one can freeze your account. No one can tell you what you can or cannot do with your money. That's why I'm so interested in it, right? There's no banks really required. So I guess, into the last point, like the generational shift, like this isn't about me. This is where the world is going. Younger generations and people who are growing up in the digital kind of age, if you will, they don't want to deal with traditional banking institutions. They don't want to do what the old generations did. They want quick, they want agility, they want everything just to happen right away, which is fair. And I think it should be, right? I just think because of that point alone, if I'm feeling this way, I think we're early. I think adoption is growing. I don't think we're anywhere near mainstream yet. I know we're not anywhere near mainstream yet. And it's kind of crazy to think about. So again, you're protecting yourself against the system. You're building wealth over the long haul. Again, not just for me, but for my family. Like, this is what this is for. This is so I can hand the keys down eventually when I'm way, way older and be like, look at this, like, look at what's happened. So again, it's just a hedge. It's just against the traditional system that I hope does fail. I really, really do. I hope we get to full digital and we can just move on. And I believe Bitcoin is the hardest money humanity has ever created. I believe it's superior. I do have a lot of trust in it. And again, this is not financial advice. Do your own research and understand what you're getting into. But for me, the decision is clear. So hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you made it this far, I want to see you win. We'll see you in the next one.